Hey, everybody. How y'all be? I'll give people a moment to join. I'm using StreamYard, so I'm in lots of places right now. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and 3 places. Hey, Deb. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I know, Deb, you're in my time zone. Hey, Phobe. Hey, Kelly. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. And hi, Facebook user. Sometimes it just says Facebook user, and I don't know how to change that. StreamYard is a little not totally clear to me still, but thanks for being here, guys. Gosh, what a time in the world, huh? It's really, I'm actually, I feel like with how crazy things are out there, I love it, Deb. What I have to say might be required. Hi, Joy. Obviously there's a lot going on, and you can't really be on planet Earth right now and not know that there's a lot of stuff changing and a lot of stuff like in turmoil and or whatever you want to call it. A lot of havoc right now, and actually havoc is a totally destructive energy that actually gets created by way too much order, like way too much control and too much order. When we have too much of that in our lives and in the world, there's havoc. And that's exactly what's going on right now. And it's interesting to see all the control, like the people that desire to control things and the systems and all of that kind of like turning it up very unapologetically, very obviously turning it up. And the havoc just gets more and more and more. And when I can't imagine being here right now without the tools of Access Consciousness, because it really is allowing me to go, wow. I mean, one of the things I've been playing with a lot is you can either like believe that all of this stuff is real. You can believe that you're at the effect of it. Which is, a lot of people do. And I go there in moments myself and sort of, realize that that's not actually true for me, but it's, that's what all of this, like the design of the havoc is such that it's, the control systems and the people in control would like us to believe that we are at the effect of it. And we're not, actually. We are far more powerful than all of it. Dane here said this yesterday. I love this. The most powerful thing in the universe is an infinite being, or there's nothing more powerful than an infinite being, something like that. And we are infinite beings. And I'm so grateful that the tools of access have given me really this like very dynamic conversation in my own world of living as an infinite being. And what is that? Like what is my reality? How different am I? And if I'm not this, if I'm not like this body and Heather Nichols and everything that I've defined myself to be, what am I and what can I be and what change can I create? And this is where we can really start to play with ignoring this reality, like actually ignoring everything that's going on right now, not from unawareness or making yourself like not having the information and the awareness that you require, just to know what's going on, like to know what you need to know. Because there's also like we can get way too kind of obsessed with it, and that's not so great either. But knowing what you need to know, having the information and the awareness that you need to have, but ignoring it, like recognizing it's all a lie, and then creating your own reality, creating a reality beyond this reality, which is basically just means something that's never existed before. That we can actually easily create from something that we like, from the difference that we be and what we know. And I called this being an anomaly. An anomaly is something that is just so different. Like, it's so distinctly different that it's obvious. Like, you can't help but notice that it is so distinctly different. And we are all anomalies. We are anomalies in this world. And but we pretend like we're not. We pretend like we're normal, average, real, the same as everybody else. We pretend like we need to do things like everybody else. But then when we do that, we are missing out on the most beautiful aspects of who we are as infinite beings, the difference that we be, the things that we know that would create a greater world, a different world, and also the things that will create more in your life, in your business, with your body, like all the things that, we ask to change in our own personal lives. It's like all of that, including the world, gets to expand and become greater the more you're willing to be the difference that you be and the anomaly that you be. I have been having calls the past couple of days. I have this program called the Generative Business Pods, and it's so amazing. I love it so, so, so much. I've been doing it for many years. Every 6 months, we have a new one begin, and we have one coming up starting in February on being the anomaly as the topic. But we do these small group calls with 4 or 5 people, and I've been doing the calls this week with everybody, and really having these different conversations and talking about like the anomaly of being really kind, or the anomaly of like not really caring all that much about money, but still, be fun to have. It is fun to have, and so like having these conversations where people go, oh, no wonder like marketing and promotion doesn't work for me. It's actually because it's not true for me. What's true for me is contributing to the world, having the energy of warmth and commerce and engagement and interaction. That's what's true for me. And we had this beautiful conversation. This is part of why I wanted to come here. This morning, I just finished a call. We had this beautiful conversation this morning and yesterday as well about commerce. And commerce is the energy of interaction. It's engaging with people. It's creating a warmth of contribution and interaction and engagement with people, having conversations with people, contributing to people, not from the agenda of come and take my class or come and do my thing or come and buy my whatever. But because that's what business is. Business is busyness with the intent to make money. Commerce is making the world a greater place and interacting with people and having the kindness that you be and the generosity that you be and the contribution that you be. And money actually comes dynamically when you actually step into that energy and the choice for that. The commerce conversation. I know, I love the commerce conversation too. And it's amazing. Oh, thank you, Albina. I love you. It's amazing because this conversation about commerce has come up a lot recently. And it's like, we had this call yesterday where it was like, the ladies there were just like, oh, I get this now. It's like, if you choose that energy, that's actually what's true. If this resonates with you, it's true for you. It's part of being the anomaly that you be, is going, yeah, I don't get business in this reality. I don't get, how things are supposed to be created from force and from pushing and from control and from need. Because you know why you don't get it? Because it's all a lie. If it doesn't work for people that are seekers, the seekers of the world. It doesn't work. And yet we like bend, fold, staple, and mutilate ourselves to try to like fit into that, because we've been told, well, you have to have money. And in order to have money, this is how you have to do it. And this is how you have to do business. And you have to be busy, and you have to prove, and you have to show that you're, whatever, that you're doing stuff. And then you have to get people to buy your thing. And, and for me, like the more I go, no, that's not my reality at all. And I don't have a need of money. I don't have a need of people choosing whatever I'm offering. I don't have a need of any of that. The more I create the energy of commerce and warmth and interaction, which is actually me, the more my business just grows on its own, like very organically. It creates itself. It actually creates itself, because you're creating this energy in your world and in the world of something greater. And when you create consciousness in the world, when you create something greater in the world, when you recognize that this is about you actually creating the reality that is true for you while ignoring this one, whether it's regarding the pandemic, whether it's regarding vaccinations, whether it's regarding travel, whether it's regarding government control, whether it's regarding business, money, your body, you can apply this to any area of life. When you ignore this reality, when you ignore the rules, the regulations, like the structures and the form of this reality, and you actually create what is true for you, well, totally being aware of it, knowing how it works, knowing how you can use it to your advantage, but creating what's true for you as an infinite being, as the anomaly that you are, everything begins to open up and change and get created, including your business, your money flows, your body, etc., and including the world. This is how we create something different. We don't fight to change what is. We create something totally different based on what we know, and being the difference that we be, and really stepping into that, claiming, owning, and acknowledging this is what is true for me. And I don't care what it takes or what anybody says or what shows up. I'm committing to this. I am committing to this for my life and for the world. And I'm committing to being different. And people can hate me. They can love me. They can try to control me. They can reject me, whatever. I don't care. I am committing to this as the world that I would actually like to see, the world that I would like to live in, the world that I would like to create, and getting out of resistance and reaction, getting out of buying that any of this stuff is real and true. And I have been amazed. I continue to be amazed more and more and more all the time. The more I choose me and the difference and what I know, and this can sound like a sort of a broad general conversation. There's so much more that we could go into with all of it. And it's not really like, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I don't want to be here for a super long time. But because we could do, this is a lot of what Access Consciousness is about, is, just the exploration of you and what's true for you, and knowing that, things that other people don't know. And then you can know what you know, but it's really about knowing that, as the difference, as the anomaly that you be. Having kindness is an anomaly in the world. Like functioning from kindness, that's being an anomaly. Functioning from no point of view, that's being an anomaly. Functioning from desiring for the earth to become a greater place and doing what it is that you know to do to create that, that's being an anomaly. Not fighting control systems, that's being an anomaly. Not resisting, that's being an anomaly. Not having need, not trying to shove things down people's throats, not trying to, get people to buy your shit for business or whatever, like not doing all that stuff that we know doesn't work. It's being an anomaly. And then there are all of these nuances of energies and awarenesses and subtleties that that nobody else knows. And that to me is the creative edge of what is possible in the world. And we can only explore that for ourselves, and knowing like these amazing spaces that are true for us, that are you, like the uniqueness of you as an infinite being. And when you live from that, everything becomes magic. You become walking magic. And boy, does the world need a lot of us choosing that right now. The more of us that choose that, the more of us that choose to get out of judgment of who we are, what we know, how we function, the more magic and miraculousness we get to be. The more you get to be the anomaly that is actually you. And when you really commit to that, and that's what you choose, and that's what you live, and you choose that more and more every day, because of course there's no destination, there's no place that you arrive to, it's a continual choice every day. You will see your life expanding and flourishing and thriving like never before, and more and more and more all the time. And this has been my reality for the past 10 years since I've been doing Access Consciousness, and everything expands every day. And some days it seems like it's not. Some days it seems like you're in a poo pile, or, there are days where it's like, oh my God, I have those days. Absolutely. But I know when I do that, something is changing, something's becoming greater. And sometimes it looks not so great. Like, for instance, the world right now, it looks a little bit not so great, or a lot not so great. But that's part of change. And I'm encouraged by what's going on in the world, because things are falling apart rapidly. And how does it get better than that? And what would we now like to create? Because if things fall apart rapidly and there's not a different possibility being created, then where do we go? It's sort of like you start to wander aimlessly. And I've had this show up in my life where things kind of fall apart and I'm like, oh, I wasn't really creating. So now it's going to take a few months for like the whole course of things to adjust before I can actually start really creating and actualizing something different. And so there's a lot more I could say about that, but this is part of why we want to be creating dynamically every day as much as we can. So this is I just wanted to share this with you guys as just, an invitation to these possibilities. And also I am going to be doing this generative business pods that starts, it starts actually February 28th, February 8th. And this sort of like foreplay beginning starts next week, where I'm going to be doing a 3-part telecall series called The Miracle of Being You in Business: How to Create Everything You Desire with Half the Work and Twice the Profit. So it's a 3-part Zoom series. It's a Being You class and a business and money class, and you get to really explore what's true for you with creation and business. And it's included in the generative business pods. So you can do the 3-part call on its own, or you can do the business pods, and it's all, it's included. There's one of the things I love about the business pods is I give just tons and tons of bonuses as we go. My energy polls are included, and, private sessions with me and all that stuff. So it's a really fun, very much a deep dive into creation, into living, functioning from the tools of Access Consciousness, from question, choice, possibility, and contribution as the elements of creation, and really knowing what is true for you. And this round of the business pods, the topic is being an anomaly. And so exploring truly the difference of you as you create your business and your life and your living, because your business is everything. Your business is your life and your living. And when you get that, I feel like I never work and I always create. And it's, I'd also have my moments where I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm not creating. But, for the most part, it's like, it's just creation and joy and fun and contribution and making the world a greater place. And that's available for anybody who chooses it. It really is. And one of the things that I love about this program is it's a deep dive. It's this intensive dive into you and what's true for you and how you function. And we have so many different ways that we have group calls and small group calls and, private sessions and all these bonuses that I throw in. And energy pulls. So it's really an intensive exploration of you and the business of your life. And people do it that don't have businesses even. It's really the business of your life. What would you like to create? How different would you like to be? And everybody that does it and engages with it is so different, and so like there's so much creation that occurs, and there's so much that shows up at the end, and all the way through. And we're here in the end of the 6 months. January is our last month of the pods that have been going recently in the past 6 months, and everybody is just like flourishing and relaxed and enjoying their lives, and like they've changed so much. And it's one of my favorite things that I do, because I love to see people really step into the joy of creating from what they know, And I want to see so much more of that in the world. I just really desire to see a world where we all get to know that we're not wrong, that we are different, and that our differences are brilliance, and we can use it to create way more than you could create with the tools of this reality that are quite rudimentary. When you function from you and being different, then you actually get to, you can outcreate everything that is in this reality. For how long is that? The next round of the business pods, it starts on February 8th officially, and it goes for 6 months. So through July. And we are kicking it off as a sort of like pre-party, starting next Friday, a week from today, January 22nd, with the Miracle of Being You in Business calls that are included in the pods. So you can do just those calls, or you can do the whole 6 months. And if you want more information about it, you can go to generativebusinesspods.com. There's a page there with a lot of information about how it all works. And I'm also having a free call it's on Tuesday at noon Colorado time, 8:00 Central Europe time. It's a taste of the Generative Business Pods, and we'll talk about kind of what it is, how it works, what we're going to be playing with. And you can hear from some people that have been in it in the past that have just loved it and have a lot of really cool things to say and share about, how it's gone for them. So, just wanted to invite you guys all to come and play with that, and just play with this in general, whether you come and play in the pods or not. Play with this. Play with what I've said here. Like, if this resonates with you, if you, if this feels light for you, or whatever you want to say, play with it, choose it, like try it on. That's the cool thing, is we hear these things and they're really light and expansive. Try it on as a reality. Try it on as a way of functioning in the world, and just see how it goes. Be like, okay, for today, I'm going to just try this on and see what this is like, and if at the end of the day, it's you feel greater, then cool, or you might even feel really uncomfortable. But, discomfort to me is always a really good sign that something is changing. So it might be both. But this is how we can explore new spaces, is just going, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I may as well trust myself. I may as well just not judge myself for this 10 seconds. I may as well be curious about the difference of me. I may as well be as kind as I actually am. I may as well contribute and like have ask and receive as a reality, and it's in our choices and through our choices that these things show up. And I'm just so grateful for these conversations. I cannot imagine my life without them. I can't imagine being in the world right now without them. I just really am so grateful for Gary Douglas and Dane here, the founders and creators of Access Consciousness. Really, wow. And on that note, also, y'all need to know about Global Bars Day. That's occurring tomorrow as well. It's free. It's on the Access Consciousness website. I think the link is accessglobalbars.com or accessglobalbarsday.com, maybe. I can't remember. But we can post it here. And that's happening tomorrow all day. It's free. It's open to everybody. You just go to the website and they'll be streaming from there. So lots of cool stuff coming up. Thank you all so much for you. Thanks for being here, being with me and being with each other, and for being different. Really, truly, your difference is so what the world requires right now. And the beauty of it is that when you be that, you create a greater world and your life gets exponentially greater in every way, every day. And it is, what a gift, especially right now when the choices in this reality are quite grim. We have a whole universe of other choices based on what we know. And let's do it. Let's be it. Let's go. So I adore you too, Deb, and everybody. Thanks for being here. And I hope to see you somewhere sometime soon. And come and join the call on Monday or on Tuesday. It's free. And I'll put the link down there. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye.